Man, New York's got this weird kind of magic, you know? It's loud, messy, crowded as hell. But somehow, it's where stories start. And that's where Ethan's story kicked off. He wasn't looking for love. Dude was just trying to grab his regular caramel latte, snap a few street shots for his blog, and dip. Camera bag on the floor, earbuds in, head full of half-finished dreams. Then the door chimes. Ding! And boom, there she is. Sophie. She walks in like she's got sunlight stitched into her skin. Paint stains on her hands. Oversized hoodie. A sketchbook tucked under her arm. She's not even trying to look pretty. That's the crazy part. She just is. Ethan looks up from his camera. Eyes lock for half a heartbeat. And bro, the dude forgets how to breathe. Pause. Faint hum of espresso machine. You ever see someone and your brain just goes, oh crap, that's her? Yeah, that was him right there. Coffee cup halfway to his mouth. Just frozen like a glitch. She orders a mocha. Laughs with the barista. That soft kind of laugh that feels like Sunday mornings. The whole cafe seems to tilt her way. Sunlight hits her hair. Dust motes floating in the air. Straight up movie scene. Narrator, chuckling. And Ethan? He's done for. Not even 5 seconds in and he's already writing wedding vows in his head. She catches him looking. Instead of getting weird, she smiles like a real smile. The kind of smile that says, hey, it's okay you noticed. Then she points at the empty seat across from him and goes, Sophie, light playful tone. Mind if I sit here? Everywhere else is packed, Ethan stutters. Like some nervous kid on his first date. Ethan, awkward laugh. Yeah, sure, go ahead. Totally free, she sits. And just like that, the air changes. They start talking, small stuff at first. Art, cameras, how New York smells like pizza and rain at the same time. But within minutes, it's like they've known each other forever. She tells him about her dream to open an art gallery. He jokes that he'll be her official photographer. Their laughs blend with the cafe noise. Soft, effortless, real. Outside, taxis honk and rain starts to fall. But inside that tiny shop, time just slows down. Narrator, soft, emotional. You ever feel that click? That silent moment where your soul goes, yeah, this one's different. That was Ethan's moment. The second he realized he wasn't just taking pictures anymore. He was about to live one. She scribbles her number on a napkin, slides it across the table, says, Sophie, call me when the sky's clear. I want to see how you capture sunsets. Ethan just nods, heart racing, world spinning. She leaves, doorbell rings again, and she's gone. But her smile, man, it lingers. He looks down at the napkin like it's a damn treasure map, and right there, under the soft cafe light, he whispers to himself, Ethan, quietly, guess I just found my next story. Narrator, easy, nostalgic. New York Nights, man, they got a vibe. The city never really sleeps. It just hums. Like it's whispering secrets between streetlights. And tonight, Ethan's out there, trying to chase a sunset he missed. Or maybe someone he can't stop thinking about. He texts her, coffee? Or something stronger? She replies, meet me at the bridge. Yeah, that bridge. Brooklyn. The one that glows like gold when it rains. Rain drizzle sound. Ethan shows up with 2 paper cups and a nervous grin. Sophie's already there, hoodie up, paint still on her hands like she sprinted out of a dream. Sophie, teasing. You always bring the weather with you? Ethan, grinning. Guess the sky just likes to make things dramatic. They start walking side by side. Streetlights flicker. The river smells like iron and rain. She laughs at one of his dumb jokes. And dude, that laugh? It's contagious. Like sunshine trapped in sound. Narrator, you can tell when someone's guard drops. It's in the way they tilt their head. The way their laugh stops being polite and starts being real. That's what was happening. They stop halfway across the bridge. Lean on the rail. Wind whips through Sophie's hair. Ethan's camera hangs from his neck, forgotten. For once, he ain't thinking about the shot. He's living in it. Sophie, so, photographer boy, what do you see when you look at me? He hesitates, half smile. Ethan, something I don't ever want to edit. She bursts out laughing, smacks his arm. He laughs too, mostly out of relief. And just like that, the world feels lighter. Cut to street musician playing violin nearby. They stop to listen. The music floats through the mist. Soft, romantic, a little broken. Sophie hums along, eyes closed. Ethan just stares, memorizing the moment. Narrator, quiet, emotional. There's a point where laughter turns into silence, but not the awkward kind, the peaceful kind. The one that says, yeah, I'm safe here. Later, back at Sophie's art studio, candles, sketches, and the smell of turpentine. She paints while he takes photos. Two artists trapped in the same kind of chaos. Sophie, promise me one thing. Never stop capturing sunsets. Ethan, only if you keep painting them for me. Piano builds softly. He looks at her, candlelight flickering in her eyes, and realizes it ain't just about art anymore. It's about her. Narrator, low, heartfelt. That night, their laughter echoed through the studio walls, and somewhere between the jokes, the paint, and the candlelight. Narrator, life's funny. 1 minute you're floatin', coffee, art, laughter. Everything's golden. Next minute, the ground just drops out from under you. That's where Ethan found himself. He'd been feeling off for weeks, headaches, dizzy spells. But he kept telling Sophie it was just exhaustion. Guy thought maybe too many late nights, too much caffeine. But deep down he knew something wasn't right. So, one gray Tuesday, he walks into a clinic just to get it checked. Couple tests, a scan, some polite smiles from the nurses, and then silence. The doctor walks in, sits down across from him, and that silence just stretches. Doctor. Ethan, we found a mass. Early stage, but it's serious. Ethan stares at the floor, like the words bounced off the walls instead of hitting him. He nods, once, twice, trying to process. All he can think about is Sophie's laugh echoing in that damn studio, the paint on her hands, the plans they hadn't even made yet. He steps out of the hospital into cold air. City noise, cabs honkin', people rushin', life moving like nothing happened. And he's just standing there, clutching a piece of paper that suddenly weighs a ton. That night, he doesn't tell her. He can't. She's sitting on the floor of her studio, working on a new painting, singing off-key to herself. She looks up, smiles, asks him how his day was. He lies. Long, but better now. They eat cheap takeout, talk about road trips they'll take someday. She's got this glow, talking about the ocean, about sunsets, about how colors look different when you're in love. Ethan just watches her, memorizing every damn second. Later, when she falls asleep on the couch, he sits there staring at her. He wants to tell her everything, about the scans, the fear, the ticking clock, but he doesn't, because right now she looks peaceful, and he figures, why ruin tonight? The next morning, he wakes up early, scribbles a note on the table. Let's go see the ocean this weekend. When she reads it, she beams. She hugs him so tight he almost forgets he's sick. Almost. They drive out of the city that night. Rain streaking the windshield. Headlights stretching across the highway. He's got one hand on the wheel, one on hers, pretending the world isn't cracking underneath him. When they reach the coast, wind whips hard, skies low and heavy. They walk to the edge of the cliff. Just stand there. Sophie spreads her arms, shouts something about freedom, about breathing in life. Ethan watches, thinking he's never seen anything so alive. She turns around, catches that look in his eyes. Sophie. What? Ethan. Nothing, just promise me, if I ever stop taking pictures, you'll keep painting the sunrise. She laughs, thinks he's just being poetic again. He smiles back, hides the tremble in his hands. Narrator. And right there, under the gray sky and the roar of the ocean, he makes peace with something he can't control. He doesn't know how much time he's got left, but he knows who he wants to spend it with. Morning hit different that day. Sunlight slid through the blinds, soft and golden, but cold as hell inside. Sophie was in the kitchen humming, some tune she always played when she was in a good mood. Wearing that oversized hoodie Ethan bought her last Christmas. Ethan just sat there on the couch, quiet, eyes lost on the coffee table. His hands were shaking, thumb dragging over that sealed envelope he'd been holding for 2 damn days. He'd written that letter 3 times already, ripped the first 2 apart because he couldn't even finish them without crying. Sophie turned around, grinning like she always did. You good, babe? She said, flipping pancakes, sunlight hitting her face just right. Ethan nodded slow. Yeah, I'm good. But his voice? Shaky. The kind of tone that screams you're lying without saying it. She walked over, slid his mug toward him, sat across the table. Everything looked so normal. 2 mugs, 2 plates, a tiny plant on the window ledge. but the silence between them was heavy, like the whole damn world paused to listen. He finally looked up, eyes red. "Soph," he whispered. "Yeah? I gotta tell you something." He placed the envelope on the table, slow. She frowned, her smile dropping. "What's that?" "It's easier if you just read it." She picked it up, eyes flicking across his shaky handwriting. Seconds turned to minutes. Her lips trembled. She read the line that broke her. "I'm sick, Soph. I didn't want you to see me fade away." Her breath hitched. Tears fell before words could... "You're sick?" she gasped. "How long have you known?" "A while," he said, voice low. "Why didn't you tell me, Ethan? You think I wouldn't stay?" He looked down, hands in his lap. "You deserve the good parts of me, not what's coming next." She stood up, knocking her chair back. "You don't get to make that choice for me," she yelled, voice cracking. "We're supposed to fight it together." Ethan's eyes filled with tears. "You already did, Soph. You gave me peace. That's all I ever needed." He walked past her, slow steps, shoulders heavy. Opened the door. The rain was pouring, thunder humming in the distance. She chased after him barefoot, letter still in her hand, rain soaking her hair, mascara running. "Ethan, please!" she screamed, voice drowning in rain. He stopped halfway down the street, turned around, his face pale, eyes tired but soft. "I didn't want you to see me break." She ran up, grabbed his arm, sobbing. "Then let me break with you." He smiled, weak but real. "You already are, Soph." They stood there, two people holding on in the middle of a storm, rain falling like the sky itself was crying for him. She cupped his face, pressed her forehead against his. "Don't go," she whispered. "I have to," he said, tears mixing with rain. "Goodbye." And just like that, he walked away. No slow motion.
Sophie sat by the window, wrapped in Ethan's old hoodie, the one that still smelled like his cologne. The coffee on her table was cold, untouched. All around her, memories lived louder than people. Pictures on the wall, a pair of sneakers by the door, his favourite mug still sitting there, like he'd come back for it. She reached for the small wooden box marked "Letters from Ethan." Her fingers brushed the edges, the wood rough, the paint chipped, just like her heart. She untied the ribbon and opened it slow, almost scared of what she'd find this time. Inside, there were 6 envelopes. She'd read 5 already. Only one was left. The one that said, "Open when you miss me most." She hesitated for a second, like opening it would make everything final. Then she took a deep breath and tore it open. The handwriting was his, shaky, uneven, but familiar. And the words, they hit like thunder. "Hey, Soph, if you're reading this, I'm gone by now. But don't let that be the thing that stops you. You gotta keep going. You hear me? You gotta live loud, laugh louder. Promise me that." Tears slid down her cheeks before she even realized she was crying. It wasn't the kind of cry that breaks you. It was the kind that empties you, like your soul finally letting go of the weight it's been carrying. Then she read the next line. "You made my short life a long one, Soph. You gave it colour, sound, and peace. So don't keep looking back. I'm already in every sunrise you wake up to." She laughed through tears, whispering, "You idiot, you still know how to make me cry." Her voice cracked, but there was a smile behind it this time. She folded the letter carefully, kissed it, and placed it back in the box. Then she whispered, "I kept my promise. I'm still here living loud." The camera fades to her stepping outside. The rain had stopped. The whole city smelled fresh, like the world was new again. She wore his bracelet, thumb sliding over the little engraved E+S. Sophie walked to the bridge, the one where they first talked about forever. She pulled a white rose from her bag, held it close to her heart, and whispered, "I hope you're still watching me, you beautiful fool." Then she let the rose fall into the water. It floated gently, carried by the current, drifting away with the morning light. She stayed there for a while. No tears, no pain, just peace. The kind that comes when love doesn't end. it just changes its home. And as the camera slowly zoomed out, Ethan's voice echoed one last time, soft, calm, and smiling.